Get ready for a journey. 30 state, 30 location. Kim Boon has traveled far and wide to capture the heart of nation. Let's welcome him.
Thank you for the very fast introduction. Thank you. You don't have to see me clearly. I think it's more important to see that. And of course, my focus is that. First of all, thank you so much, my friends, you and all, near and far. My name is Kim Boon, and I'm truly glad to be invited by KLPF to be here with everybody. So I think many of you have actually been following my journey, not just from 3 months ago, but rather 2 years ago, where I started the project much earlier than current one. So, by the way, I'm sure all of you are my fans, or my friends. So if we are not, these are my link. So what I'm going to share is actually a story beyond 3 months, beyond 15,000 kilometers of travel, over 30 locations, and currently standing at 11 photo walks. And I have 2 more coming next Sunday and in Satakan, and 3 more weeks later in Kota Kinabalu on 7th of September. And more importantly is that from these 3 months, all these things I have collected countless, I've actually learned so many inspiring stories from ordinary Malaysians like you and me in the street across the 12 states so far. So I managed to put this together over the last few days. This may not be a representation of everything, but at least quite a fair bit of what I've been through, where I've been through, what I've done over the last 3 months. So I also have some giant posters, A3 posters, to be given away, and A4 brochures. If you get the correct question, I'll answer later in my Q&A. Just hang on. So how did it all got started? Way back 2023, I have this project where I was challenged, or rather suggested by Jahabab Sadiq, a dear friend, to say, Kim, you should go around Malaysia and travel around and capture as many stories, see the Malaysia that many of us have not been seeing. So that got me pondered, and within 2 weeks, I called him and said, hey, let's have coffee. And then from there, I get more pointers and some advice from him, where, what, how to do about that. And that the rest are history, of course. So this is a few interesting stories over 2 years ago, where one of the locations we went to, we met this gentleman in this towing plant, and we found out his birthday falls on September 16. He is a Hari Malaysia birthday boy. Anyway, cut story short, 2 years later, this whole place has been torn down, make way for development. So I managed to go back like 4 or 5 months ago to capture as much as I can, interview some of them, and put into a story which I am not able to publish yet. So there's a bit of this. And subsequently, this was published, some of these stories, and 1 year later, last year, I think many of you, at least 50, perhaps 50% of you, joined me in my nationwide photo walk across 33 locations, where about 900 of us across Malaysia, 13 states, 33 locations, we walked the street celebrating Hari Malaysia, and these are all organized by fellow Malaysians, myself and 33 and more location leaders, supporters, and many of them are here today. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. And that is where for the first time we felt as Malaysians, we walk the street, we celebrate Hari Malaysia as a Malaysian on our own, ordinary Malaysians. So these are some of the posters of the 33 locations we organized, that was conducted. And I think I would like everybody to give yourself a big hand for me, all the location leaders here, and all who have participated. Thank you. So, and yeah, these are the 33 locations, and eventually we had a photo contest to commemorate the whole event, and we have 29 winners, which I have a poster here as well, I can show you. So, and these are some of the people I met 2 years ago and 1 year ago. And for this year, so I'm coming to what I've been doing over the last 3 months. I wanted to do it differently. So I went on this road tour. I want to travel to all the 33 locations and more, where last year we had the nationwide photo walk. And I want to visit my location leaders. I want to meet the people who have supported, who walked with us last year on Hari Malaysia, and to meet them before Hari Malaysia. So I have until now achieved 11 locations and 11 photo walk locations and over 30 stopover locations. Yeah, these are the places that I have achieved up to. I'm left with Sandakan and Kota Kinabalu. The rest we have been to. We have been many of you also. So these are what are the areas that we will have completed covering at the end of September 7. So these are all completed. Here all completed. Sorry, this one was we had to change the plan, and then now I'm left with this thing. So this is just one example of the posters that we did, and this is our very first location we planned on this 4th of May, and we were joined by about 40 over friends, Malaysians, friends from Malaysia. And this is a Kuching posters for the Baru, just to show you. And how we do it differently this year, during the photo walk, we had a map so that we would suggest where we are going to walk, where are the stopover points, and where we are going to end up doing the photo review. So that made the whole walk more interesting, more meaningful. And yeah, these are just some examples. So each location will have their dedicated map as a souvenir as well. And also we have sponsors from Srishti, Angel Bird for the best 3 entries for each photo walk. And these 3 for the first 20 participants of this KNF, fiber, microfiber, and lucky draw for film shooters. And this is something interesting. I made this mini poster for each location, and each location will have its own unique limited edition mini poster. So those who participated will get one as a collection. So if you're able to like 7 or 5 locations, you can collect 5 or 7. And I got a lot. I think many of you remember this kacang from Batu when I campaign and share with as many as possible. So I wanted to be actually, it's in my heart, those who want to have some come to me later. I cannot do here because I know there's a habit of Malaysians forgot to throw in the dustbin. And then the organizer, the people can say you don't come with kacang. So next I'm going to show you, break into 4 sections. All that into the people that have joined me. So let's have a look. This is not in Klang, this is in Ipoh. Before Klang, I did a test run in Ipoh. And And we were trying about 20 over of them as well. And then this is Ipoh. Yeah, maybe some of you were there. And this is the very first one, in fact, about 40 of us, including crews of 45. So, and then next we went down to Malacca, second stop. And some behind the scene, I saw somebody recognize this one, Simon. And next from Malacca, we went to all the way to Cebu. And we had a small group, but very interesting. And before I went there, many people told me, even Cebu people, we don't have street photographers here, nothing to shoot here. I don't know, maybe I have some Cebu friends here. But when we went there, my jaw really dropped. It's just a haven for street photography. So I am definitely going back there. So we should go there. And from Cebu, we came back to Kuching. That stretch alone, Cebu and Kuching, although it's 2 days, both on the Sunday, separate weekend, but it took me 14 days journey. I took that opportunity to visit as many parts of Sarawak as possible. So later I'll show you more photos, and we also have in fact, all the locations we have review sessions. So we have very thunderous support from Kuching as well, 45 of us there. And this is one of the youngest participants, 15-year-old student. And then just to show you. And from there we came back to Peninsular Malaysia. We went to Kuala Terengganu. We went to, this is still Kuala Terengganu. Then down to Kuantan, another week. This is Kota Baru, 2 weeks later, or 1 week later. Kota Baru, and back to Kuala Lumpur. I think many of you who are in Kuala Lumpur, show of hands. Well, at least walk 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, about 8, 9, 10, 11. Wow, good. That is about 11 is about 25%. We have about only 50 hours in fact. KL definitely the biggest gathering. And yeah, KL. And we went down to Johor Bahru, then go up back to Penang, Georgetown. Also big turnout, about 40 plus of us. And eventually we went to the very last stop in Peninsular Malaysia, which is in this Alostar, Kedah. And we have 2 more last one to complete the whole journey, which is Setakan coming Sunday and Kota Kinabalu on the 7th of September. So if you have friends in that part of Malaysia, that part of the world, do let them know, do invite them to join us. We want to see all of you there. So I would like to share a bit because I will share something not just photos, but rather what has become of this journey, what has become of this photo walk. What began in 2023, we started with the team as Malaysia at 60 because we were 60 years old, and we grew to the next year, Hari Malaysia nationwide photo walk, and it is now become a space to learn, to be inspired, and to discover new ideas and opportunities. I have many friends who share with me. People, it's not just a photo walk for me. It is where I look forward to meeting new friends, to learning from each other, especially the review session, your perspective, the other 33 or the 40 participants' perspective, and also new friendship born out of it. And these are some of the behind the scenes. We really had a lot of fun. So I think this encapsulates many emotions or sentiments of this photo walk. And at the heart of it, actually, we have grown more appreciative of our environment and the people we meet. I have people in Cebu saying, I've been here many times, but I've never seen this Cebu from this point of view, from this light, from this angle. And actually, another one told me that although I've been Cebu all my life, but I've never really come to this part of the world to take photo. And today, with this opportunity, I come along and I join and thank you for coming to Cebu with us and work with us. So it's something that, like for me, you coach me. I saw Cebu, so beautiful lights, so many beautiful lights, and then all those little pathways, pockets of light shining through. And for them, they took for granted, some of them. So this is what has been, is what is happening. And also, I always tell them, don't just touch and go. What is touch and go? Which many of us would go to the street and try to capture a beautiful moment, layering, and even juxtaposition, and so on and so forth. And even one beautiful subject doing something very, very meaningful. And I asked him, what's the name of this gentleman, uncle or auntie, or this little kid? I don't know. Oh, how old is she? I don't know. What was she trying to do? I also don't know. So I just asked myself, and yes, you got a very good photo, very nice, congratulations, that's first level. But if you carry on doing these things again and again, I think it is quite sad. In my perspective, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying they're no good. It's just that I think we got that opportunity to get to know someone deeper. We get the opportunity to know some inspiring stories out of this person. In fact, over the last 2 years, I met so many people that it really humbled me so much. It really made me, in some way, a better person. I've met someone who has actually, he actually had advised our previous Prime Minister before. So I met a lady from Singapore who came all the way to Malaysia 60 years ago, married to a Malaysian. At that time, no electricity, no water. And how she became the one who convinced the whole village to send all the daughters to go to school. And eventually convinced all the village to send the daughters to university. These are things that we won't know if we don't talk to them. We won't find out the second layer, third layer. So this is what I've been advocating. This is what I've been promoting, to go and get to know. I don't expect if you shoot 300 people on the street on one day, you get to know 300. No, you don't have to. It's quite impossible. At least 3, 4, 5. Alright? At least start with one. So like this one I took of him 2 years ago. He's the most photographed watch creator in Malaysia. So I went back there this year and gave him this poster. And also this is already beyond just short scenery kind of photography for us. Yes, that's the first level, but we want to do the second and third level. So again, here we met this group of this one. She's a Merdeka girl. She was born on 31st August. So I have one honey Malaysian European boy. Now I have one Merdeka girl. And she's a security guard now. She's also, I have more stories of her later. She's a single mother and a grandmother. I'll share more. And we've discovered her chatting with this Chinese uncle, retirees, some of his old friends here, and an Indian caretaker for the car park. And they are just like family there. So this is something when we saw that is truly moving heart. Truly. So yeah, we meet this lady, this grandmother, she's an imam, and with her grandchildren. At first we thought daughters, granddaughters. Okay, so a bit more on some of the considerations and challenges behind the project. So it was never easy, it wasn't easy, but organizing this. At the end of the day, it's no longer organizing 30 photo walk, it is more than that, it's beyond that. Just to share a bit, I can't go into details because I only about 30 minutes. Okay, already 20 minutes gone. Okay, you have to consider about the conceptualization, the concept of the project, how I propose this to the sponsors, who provide me with an official pass, who give me some cash, who are so supportive to say, Kim Boon, I'll come on board to shoot behind the scene video for you, FOC. Kim Boon, I'll follow you to as many locations as possible to cover the behind the scene photos and so on. This kind of support is just, I just am so touched. And also planning the dates, we have back to back, one this weekend, this location, next weekend, another location. There are hotels to plan, accommodation, the logistics, the many others. The community choosing the location, which location, our partners in all the 13 locations, different partners, the value partners, those who are there to help us make sure everything goes smoothly. The branding, publicity, participant registration, up to date, we have about 350 people who are participated in our walks. And also on the day of the photo walk execution, the routes, the photo reviews, all of these things takes up a lot of attention and work. And behind the scenes, the crew, stamina, the entity behind, give prizes, posters, miniature posters I have to prepare. And also how I can survive over the last, for these 6 months without proper official work. I have a 2-3 assignments in between. How can I survive without income? That's because Alpha also commissioned me to take some photos of the car using just mobile phone or camera, either way. So that funds the whole project. Just to give you an idea of how the Kim Boon go without all these things. And also wrapping it up, social media, post-event publicity, challenges, lessons learned, and how to make it better for the next one. And of course, we enjoyed a lot of those participants' stories, reflections, very, very touching stories now. So these are what I have to go through, or if any one of you would like to do. These are the considerations you have to look into, you have to be ready to undergo. So I'm going to go very quickly. These are just to show you who are the people, some of the people that I met, very interesting people. And this is one, it was her wedding day on May 4th, this planned photo walk. We were in the temple and we were privileged enough to get this portrait of this Indian bride. And the first time I did Indian wedding, really trying that one. So, yeah, the ceremony, yes, this is the uncle, and I made into a big free poster for him. And many of us have captured his photos without knowing his name is Mr. Waiwa. So, this is something the earlier speaker was also sharing about narrative to get to know the actor. Again, this is captured in poor guess.
Kucing.
Absolutely correct. So instead of showing a person, I'm showing kucing. And you know the story is about because of this kucing, this is the outside round, the Chinese say, the cat that brings good luck and good fortune. Because of the cat, many people walk past and come in and look at the cat and became the customers of this optical shop. So, and this cat is adopted. So it brought a lot of luck, good fortune. And he's a trader of Indian descent in Kuching. Happy people everywhere. This, he is like, yes, his age, 83 years old, and he's still doing tailoring for the locals in Cebu. And I met him and his friends. So my photos are, you're not going to see award winning, wow, the kind of photos, but my photos are more of the people, the feelings, the connection. Yes, and how, in fact, this is the first photo I took before these two. And this is typical. But I already take away the numbers just in case some of you are so young, go want to see what I'm looking for. So I saw this and I thought it to be very interesting and start to talk to them, and then I get to know them better. This is a little girl from Kuching in Miri, saw me, and I had the opportunity to visit this Ketok Kawai Festival. Anyone here been to this Kawai Festival? Nothing to be shy of. Myself, after 55 years, only first time in my life, I went there. I would strongly suggest we go there next year or maybe a year later. Yeah. And many of these people, not all, they are friends. I have their contact. I've sent them photos. Yeah. This is back in Siramat, which is not an official photo walk location. And yeah, this is Lapis. You see, the girls are in Chinese Cheongsam, but they are Indian family. They just want to celebrate their holiday. He's a retired government officer, I think. Now he's a trader. He's Pasar Karat in Kuala. This is a birthday girl. She told me that when she was young, cute, every year the government sent her birthday gift because Merdeka girl, Merdeka birthday girl. But now she's old, lady grandmother, she don't receive such gifts anymore. And she's a single mother, brought up 3 kids, and now she has got, I don't know how many grandchildren. And she's still a security guard, she's still working. This lady in Alostar, 2 years ago, we met her, and we took chat with her. She ran a restaurant, and when we went back to the restaurant to eat, after knowing our story, what I'm trying to do, she refused to take my money. She said, please give me an opportunity to belanja you. 2 years later, we went back, and then we gave her a photo. This is 2 years later. So, Mazalina, who hosted me in Perlis recently, Kana Padamesta, she is one of the participants last year in Seremban. She's from Milan originally. She's now based in Padamesta. She is a cancer survivor. Last year, the day she went to the photo walk, Malaysia, September 16th, the next day she went for her chemotherapy. And her story touched me so much because she said last year that although tomorrow is a grateful day for her, today I'm going to enjoy my life. I'm going to walk the street and celebrate Hari Malaysia as a Malaysian. And that really touched me, and we became friends. I went make an effort that this year I want to see her in Padang under Putumaya in Taipei. And of course, I have this Haba Great Wall Motor commissioned me. It's not just to shoot cars everywhere I go, but rather to capture as many stories as possible, and we try to highlight at least one story of someone in each location. So this is one of the stories. You can go in and see Jeffrey Fishmonger turn self. He learned to make this leather strap on by himself and became this trader. Okay, I think I'm going to be rushed soon. The basis, okay, Johor Bahru, something not expected. Johor Bahru, what you showed like a cross thing, or something. It brings us, it forces us to see a new place or an old place from a new perspective. Yeah, some of us, just to give you, Johor Bahru is all about development again. They are building the MRT station, they are building the MRT to Singapore. So you go to Johor Bahru now, it's like the Shenzhen of those days, big development, a lot of construction everywhere. This is the Pasar Malam in Cebu. In our Pasar Malam is once a week, in Cebu is every night. So you can go there night after night to capture scenes like Their life are still thriving at night. This is in Cebu, Bintulu, sorry, and so life are still quite active at night because a lot of workers, I think they are only free at night for their haircut kind of thing. This is in, what guess? Where? Kota Baru, no, Singapore. Of all places, there's such a place where you should that big tomato. This is of course Kota Baru. Yes, Penang recently, Losa, and also Losa. Oh, this is Perlis. Perlis is just beautiful. The smallest state in Malaysia, but it offers the best of from landscape, scenery, wildlife, nature, street photography. Everything is there. We should visit Perlis. All of us should go back. Should go there, and for some of us go back there again. You see, they have limestone, these, but of course we have a friend, Pet Veda, he's got amazing photograph, amazing images of police. You should go and see some of these images there. And last but not least, all the practices. These are the cultural practices. These are what the ordinary Malaysians have been doing all over Malaysia in other parts of the state, where some of us may not have the opportunity to visit. So I think some of you have been there. No, this is not Tattoo. This is in Malacca, where this community where the Indian mixed with Chinese, mixed with all the other Malays, mixed with all the other races. Actually, they celebrate what we call Datuk Cha-Cha Festival. I've shared this 2 years ago as well, a different set of photos. This is these corn growers in Kuala Lumpur, where the government fund them and let them start their own business, and they actually make it so successful. And this is a lady auntie in Bintulu. Sorry, Miri. This one is in Miri. So I'm just showing you. This is very interesting. All of you, have you been to Cebu? I have visited my brother Funai from Cebu. Yes. This is the famous, the Chinese say Chi Bao Kai, paper wrap chicken. Okay? So this is in the wet market where you can buy the chicken, live chicken, wrapped in newspapers, and you can carry them back. Easy. So very interesting. First time in my life see something so interesting. Yeah, I like this photo because of this part, the hard work. No, this is the kind of gestures we all do after hard days, taking photo. We wipe our sweat. This guy wipe his sweat from the what do you call hard day, and the daughter is there. Okay, so there's my layers of stories. This is there as well. Okay, this one you must know. This is the last two sundry shot. I was 0 minutes. Give me 3 minutes. I finish everything. This is the what they call the sundry boats in Bintulu, and they are the last, the whole of Malaysia. And they used to they will go to all those remote villages where car can't go, and they will bring the boats there for the villagers to come up and this what do you call buy. Okay, this one I'll just go fast. If you're not taken one of these 2 images, you can take a ferry across the river to the other side of the village. Sorry, because I never tried how long this presentation is going to take. One time. Okay. Okay. Quick one. I think I definitely need a 1 hour sharing, but it only 33 locations. So a bit of behind the scenes of Gawai Festival in Betul. If you get a chance, these are some of the scenes you can see. Okay. and a few inspiring stories. Kuching, the silent heroes who work after 10, they will clean up the whole streets in Kuching, in everywhere, in every cities. So these are one that I witnessed. In Tulu, I met this Pachi who brought me to get to know this Pachi, this gentleman, 73 years old. He carries 51 kilograms of ice, 34 trips from the van to the boat to send to all the remote villages. And all of him here are all sweat and ice melted down. So I thought I really have to go fast so you can contact another inspiring stories. Padang Teguh, last story I'm sharing. I went there 2 years ago. 2 years later, I wanted to pass them the big posters, although I had already given them the photos. And I realized the husband passed away a year ago, and the wife passed away 3 months after the husband passed away. So sad, but she's the girl lady who changed the whole mindset of the whole village to let the girls go to school, to let the girls of all the village go to university. Okay, and last, these are not so important. These are some mine. Yeah, the scene. Okay, some of me and some of my friends. And I would like to thank all these people who have walked the journey with me. Thank you so much for supporting, for believing in me, for believing in the cause, for believing in this photo walk, this celebration of Hari Malaysia. And it has gone beyond the photo walk. It is now a celebration of Malaysian, the Hari Malaysia, of the ordinary Malaysians. Thank you so much, everyone. Those